My name is Brandon Watson, and today we'll be talking about the different types of pollution. Now, have you ever been driving down in the road in the evening and you see a yellow haze above the city, or you see stuff laying on the ground and never think to yourself, well, it's okay, the wind's going to blow it or the rain's going to wash it away, but you don't actually know what it is or what it can do? Well, in this presentation, we will be talking about 3 different types of pollution. The first one will be air pollution, and then we have soil pollution, and then the last we have radioactive pollution. And in this speech, we'll just be talking about what is it harmful, what are the effects of it, and so forth. So the first type of pollution we'll be talking about is air pollution. Now, like I said earlier, if you see a yellow haze above a city and stuff and never think to yourself, what is that? Well, that's air pollution. Air pollution is different chemicals floating around in the air. The most common one is carbon dioxide. This is produced by burnings of gases and oils, and so pretty much stuff that comes out of cars and diesels and airplanes. Air pollution was not that big of a threat in the Americas until about the 1700s to 1800s. This is because that is when the Industrial Revolution began. We had mass productions of cars, planes, railroads, and they're all just burning up chemicals, throwing it into the air. They did do a research in China because China is the most populated and most polluted place in the world, or one of the most, and they did a test on individuals on how the air pollution has affected them. The people that live in China, they tend to have more allergies, more congestion, and they have stuff in their lungs. This can cause burning of throat and sneezing and coughing more. This is just because they're constantly inhaling the pollutants, and it can lead to cancer or other harmful effects. The second one we have is soil pollution. Now, this is when you are driving or walking, you see stuff on the ground or in the trees or flying in the air. This is soil pollution. This is one of the most overlooked pollutants because people really don't see it. It's usually in the ocean or in a creek or river or hanging in trees. This is stuff, man-made stuff that gets thrown out. Another form of soil pollution is when people put chemicals into the ground. This is when cars have accidents and they spill all their fluids everywhere, or just similar instances. This is harmful because people do have crops. If it gets into the soil, it can affect the crops, it can kill them, or even pass on different infections and diseases. It is also harmful to animals because they see the pollutants, they either think it's food and they eat it and eventually will kill them, or it chokes them, or it just keeps them from being able to grow a healthy life. The third one is radioactive pollution, and I do have an example. This is a radioactive plant. It's nuclear. You can see all the stuff coming out from it. Radioactive pollution is when nuclear atoms and all that go up into the air and can cause acid rain and radiation. The best examples I can find is what happened in 1986 at Chernobyl and Japan in 2011. Both these instances, a nuclear plant exploded and caused a bunch of radiation to go into the air. Chernobyl is currently inhabitable. They can't live in Chernobyl, and the reason why is because it causes mutations. It can lead to death, and if it doesn't kill you within a couple minutes, you will have cancer, which will eventually catch up to you and kill you later on in life. Same thing in Japan. People are still currently living there because it wasn't as bad, but everyone that lived through it is estimated to have cancer later on in life. Same thing with animals. They have found mutants of animals living in Chernobyl, and just animals with extra limbs or bigger eyes and whatnot. So today we talked about the different types of pollution, which was air pollution. pollution, soil pollution, and radioactive pollution. These, in my opinion, are the most that people need to know about. And I have done extensive research on this, and I've had to do it for my past jobs to know this information. So I know quite a bit. So hopefully y'all feel a little bit more educated after this speech.